3.1.
I tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen. I pour myself a cup of ambition. I yawn and I stretch and I try to come to life. Then I jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind, but they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion. I want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. They let you dream just to watch them shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams he'll never take away. And you're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in, and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. I just know it. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind, but they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5. They've got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, and I don't care what they call it. And you spend your life for everybody who's wanted. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind, but they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it.
Three point two. How I Stay Calm by People in Stressful Jobs. 1. The football manager, Gary Rudd.
When I watch my team, my heart's racing, but I try to keep calm and not shout too much. I feel a huge responsibility for the club, and I have worries, injured players, referees I don't agree with. Also, I know that the manager is always blamed when the team loses. That's very stressful. The way I stay calm is to leave my work at work. I never watch the 24-hour sports channels. I don't go on social media and read what people say on Twitter or Facebook. I don't even talk to my family about it. And that's difficult when I'm down after a really bad game. Oh, and I do DIY around the house. I'm decorating the kitchen at the moment.
2. The head teacher, Joan Bevan.
I had the most fantastic teachers when I was at school, and I think that's why I feel so much stress and worry in this job. See, I believe that a good school makes a huge difference to the lives of young people. We have 1,100 students here, and I have a personal responsibility for each one of them. So I arrived early to school every morning to give myself time to just sit and think quietly. The most stressful situation is when angry parents show up. Oh, I try to stay calm, as the minute you shout, people don't listen. Also, I run. I'm training for the Great Welsh Marathon at the moment, so I run 8 miles 3 nights a week, and that's a great help.
3. The deep-sea diver, Kyle Cooper.
What I do is install underwater gas and oil wells. I work 300 kilometres north of Shetland, in Scotland. The whole job is stressful. From the helicopter ride to the ship, to when I get into a 2.5 metre by 7 metre chamber for a month. I'm in there with 11 other divers. We work in teams of 3. We go up and down in a kind of diving bell, which is lowered to 20 metres above the seabed, and we work for 6 hours in the pitch black. It's tiring. It's very tiring. But I've been doing it for 20 years, and I still love it. Usually I work 1 month and then have 2 months off. Even when I'm not working, I love the sea. It calms me. You won't believe it, but sailing is my favourite pastime. I love sailing. I'm actually building my own boat at the moment.
4. The A&E doctor, Dr. Bonnie Baxter.
I'm an A&E doctor in a busy city centre hospital. We see about 60,000 patients a year. It's stressful most of the time, but especially weekends. We see twice as many patients at weekends. I understand their distress when they say, "How long do I have to wait? When will I be seen?" But I can't often give them an answer. The very nature of A&E is that it is unpredictable for both doctors and patients. I've now been working here almost 3 years. What helps me is having people around who share the stresses of the day. Oh, that and my knitting. In my few free moments, I knit. I'm making a little blue jacket for my sister's baby. He'll probably be too big for it by the time I finish.
3.3. The Loneliness of the Football Manager. An interview with Gary Rudd.
How do you get a balance between work and home life?
Well, it's tricky, but I've been married for 10 years and I've been doing this job for 3 years. And very fortunately, my lovely wife understands how stressful it is. Also, it helps that we live near my work. We have a nice house not far from the football ground.
Do you have any children?
We have 2 kids, twin daughters. Thank goodness they both love football. They often come to watch the matches, but I never seem to have time to do dad-type things with them. My job is so time-consuming. I usually work 6 days out of 7 and always at weekends.
Oh, don't you like your job?
Don't get me wrong, I love my job. It's challenging and exciting. I never know what's going to happen. I like training the lads. They're great guys. But it's often lonely. I enjoyed all my years as a player. I loved all the dressing room chat and socialising after the game. Now I'm not invited to join them.
Do you and your wife relax at all?
Not much. We don't have a social life these days. I try to switch off when I get home and do stuff around the house, but it's difficult. I like doing DIY, but I rarely finish anything. I'm painting the kitchen at the moment. I've been doing it for weeks and it's not finished yet.
What does your wife think about that?
She's a very patient lady and she has lots of interests of her own, but...
How long are you going to stay as manager?
I don't have an answer to that. I want to leave when the team are doing well. I have no idea when that will be. I'm hoping before my marriage ends. Don't worry, I'm joking.
3.4. Questions and answers. 1.
Does he have any children?
Yes, he does. He has twin daughters.
2.
Where does he live?
In a nice house, not far from the football ground.
3.
How many days a week does he work?
6 days out of 7 and always at weekends.
4.
What does he like about his job?
He thinks it's challenging and exciting because he never knows what's going to happen. Also, he likes training the players. He thinks they're great.
5.
Why is he lonely?
Because he's not invited to join the players after the game.
6.
How does he relax?
He likes doing DIY, but he rarely finishes anything.
7.
What is he doing at the moment?
He's painting the kitchen. He's been painting it for weeks, but it's not finished yet.
8.
When does he want to leave his job?
Not until his team are doing well.
3.5. First day in a new job.
Gosh, I don't know anybody. Can you help me? Who are all these people?
Well, let's see. That's Nigel. He's sitting at the top of the table reading a report or something.
He's the one wearing the bright blue tie, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And what does he do?
He's the CEO, the man in charge. He runs the show.
The big boss, in other words.
Some days he shouts a lot, but he listens as well. Then there's Edward. He's wearing a light grey suit. He's standing in front of the window chatting to Helena. Edward's the sales director. He's going to China soon. He's charming. He always has a nice word to say to everyone. Helena's drinking a coffee. She's wearing a lovely green jacket and cream silk scarf. She always dresses beautifully.
I can see that. And Helena is the...
Helena's the accountant. Money, money, money. Very bright, very quick.
Okay. And who's that sitting down, talking on her phone?
In the pink jumper?
Yeah.
That's Jenny, the human resources manager, HR manager. She looks after all the personnel. She's a sweetheart. Everyone loves her. Then opposite her is Matthew. He's the IT manager. He's only working here for a few months. He's from our New York office. I don't really know him very well.
Is he the guy working on his laptop in the striped shirt?
That's him. Striped shirt, no tie. He knows everything about technology. He's preparing to give a presentation. And finally, that's Christina, standing behind Nigel. She's his PA.
Sorry, who was that?
Christina, behind Nigel. She's his personal assistant. She organises his diary and the whole of his life, actually. But she helps us too. We couldn't cope without her. She runs the whole place. Can you see the huge dangly earrings she's wearing? She always wears interesting earrings. It's her thing.
Good for her. Right, thanks, Josh. I hope I can remember all that.
Well, they're a very nice crowd. Let me introduce you. Hey, everyone. This is Sarah, our new marketing manager.
Hi.
Hello, Sarah.
3.6. What's your job?
What's your job?
I'm a human resources manager.
So what do you do exactly?
I look after the employees and their training and make sure they're happy.
And what are you working on at the moment?
I'm recruiting and interviewing. We're trying to find new staff for our office in Paris.
3.7. What do they do for a living? 1. Steph.
There's never a quiet or dull moment in my job. You need eyes at the back of your head when you're looking after a bunch of 3-year-olds. They are constantly on the move. My favourite time of the day is story time because I get to sit down for 15 minutes. Story time is my one moment of calm in the day.
2. Will.
I actually like getting up so early in the morning. In this job, you never get to lie in. And at the moment, I'm up in the night as well because we're lambing. Quite a few of the sheep have problems lambing, especially if it's twins. I had triplets last night. Stressful, but they were all fine.
3. Sebastian.
I love working in such a fast-moving environment and in a big city. I'm excited by it. It suits me because I've always been fascinated by numbers. Making money disappear and reappear is thrilling to me. I'm a workaholic. I work 16 hours a day. The downside is living in fear of losing your job. It can happen at any time. Lots of my friends have. That's why we deserve the money we earn.
4. Mansell.
I'm about to retire. Not long ago, we could retire at 55 or 60, but now it's 65. I think people believe it's a more glamorous job than it actually is. You go all over the world, but you don't really know anywhere. The greatest thrill in my career was when I flew Concorde. I did the London-Barbados run. Now my wife and I are going to have a proper holiday there.
3.8. Dan Price, the best boss in America.
It's Monday morning, and a dozen people are sitting around a conference table in an office on an industrial estate in rainy Seattle. A woman is writing on a whiteboard. Coffee is being sipped. It's just after 8 a.m. I'm at a meeting in the credit card processing firm Gravity Payments. A latecomer slips in and takes a seat among them. With his unkempt hair, jeans, and trainers, he looks just like another member of staff. But this is the boss, Dan Price. Probably the best boss in the world.
3.9. Our work-life balance. Lucinda.
Free time? What's that? Balancing work and, life? I don't think I do that very well. I run an advertising agency, and what with my family and the daily commute to work, life is pretty full on. I am trying to do more non-work stuff, so I've just started tennis lessons. I go to the local tennis club on Sunday mornings, but to be honest, some Sundays I find it too difficult to get up. I can't drag myself out of bed. I bought all the kit, expensive racket, shorts and trainers and stuff, so I do try to make the effort, especially when my son starts shouting at me to get up. Actually, that's what happens most Sundays. Oh, and I do yoga occasionally, every few weeks when I start feeling really stressed. All that meditation helps a lot.
Barney.
It's not fair. We get so much homework. Every night and weekends, and the bit of the weekend that's free, I have tennis lessons. I've been having tennis lessons forever, every Saturday morning. I know I'm good at tennis and I kind of like it. Only thing is, it's not what I like most. I like football. I like it a lot. I play for a local club for 9 to 12-year-olds. We're called the Burco Raiders and, well, we're rubbish really. I mean, really rubbish. We never win. But I still like it more than tennis. It's just not fair. Mum has tennis lessons too, but most times she misses it because she's still asleep. Actually, for me, absolutely best of all are my computer games. Football ones, of course. I play FIFA and a fantastic American football game called Madden 16. Oh, and do you know Forza? That's not football. It's a racing car game. It's really my dad's. He loves it, and he can play it when he wants. But they, my mum and dad, only let me use my iPad after I've done my homework. It's not fair.
Justin.
We're a busy family. I'm a marketing manager. I'm well paid, but I've reached a stage in my life where I've realised work isn't everything. Work to live, don't live to work. I have a health app on my phone. It shows me how many steps I walk and how many flights of stairs I climb in a day. You have to aim for at least 10,000 steps. I'm your classic London commuter, but I never use escalators or lifts on the way to work. I walk as much as I can. But still, sometimes, at the end of the day, I have to go up and down the stairs at home to get my 10,000 steps. I do other things too. I play squash on a Tuesday evening, and I go running on a Sunday before I take Barney to his football, and watch miserably as his team loses again. He doesn't seem to mind. Football is king to him in whatever form. I don't much like the football games on the computer, but I do like a racing car game. Forza, it's called. But my fave is a game called Elite. I think it's because it's like a game I played when I was 10. It's basically like Star Trek. I always find time for that. Oh, yes, and once a year, in September, I go on a walking tour with 3 other guys in the Alps. It's exhausting, but I love the feeling after you've done it. I can even face the commute.
3.10 Making Small Talk at a business conference in Chicago.
So, what do you think of Chicago, Bruno?
It's really interesting. Chicago's a great city, isn't it? There are some amazing buildings, and I find the people really friendly.
Yes, they are, aren't they? When did you get here?
I arrived yesterday. I flew in from Miami. My flight was a bit late landing because of wind, but that didn't matter at all.
Well, Chicago's often called the Windy City, you know.
Is it? I didn't know that.
And where are you staying while you're here?
I'm staying at the Avenue Hotel. It's convenient for the conference. My room isn't very big, but it's okay.
Oh, that's too bad. Never mind. And do you live in Miami, Bruno?
Yes, I do now. I live in a suburb not far from the sea, but I'm from Brazil originally. I was born in São Paulo.
Oh, so you're Brazilian. Your English is very good. Where did you learn it?
Oh, that's very kind of you. I'm sure I make lots of mistakes. I learned English in school for years, but also I've been working in the U.S. for 5 years now.
Oh, have you? That's interesting. And how long are you here in Chicago for?
Only 5 days. I'm just here for the conference. I'm leaving on the 17th.
Oh, so soon. And have you managed to see anything of our city yet?
I've not seen a lot yet. I walked along the lakefront this morning, and I want to take a boat tour from Navy Pier and go up to the sky deck.
Oh, yes, you get a fabulous view of the city from up there. Well, Bruno, I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay.
Thank you, Erin. It's been really nice talking to you.
3.11 Answer, comment, and ask a question. 1.
Who do you work for?
2.
Do you enjoy your work?
3.
Where do you come from?
4.
Have you ever been to Chicago?
5.
This town's very exciting, isn't it?
6.
What do you do when you're not working?
7.
The weather's amazing at the moment, isn't it?
8.
Are you having a holiday this year?
9.
What's your favourite TV programme?
3.12. Listen and compare. 1,
Who do you work for?
Siemens. I've been with them for 4 years. They're a good company. How about you?
2,
Do you enjoy your work?
Yes, I do. It's quite hard, very challenging. But I like the challenge. What about you? Do you like your job?
3,
Where do you come from?
I was born in Montreal, and I've lived there all my life, near my parents. I'd like to live abroad sometime.
4,
Have you ever been to Chicago?
No, I haven't, but I'd love to. I've heard it's one of the most amazing cities in the world. Have you been there?
5,
This town's very exciting, isn't it?
Really? Do you think so? There isn't very much to do. I get so bored here. What do you find to do?
6,
What do you do when you're not working?
Well, I like horse riding, and I play squash, and I love music, so I often go to concerts. What about you?
7,
The weather's amazing at the moment, isn't it?
Yes, it's so mild. We haven't had any really cold weather at all. Have you heard the weather forecast for the weekend? It's supposed to be good, isn't it?
8,
Are you having a holiday this year?
Yes, I'm going to Mexico with some friends. I haven't been there before, so I'm really looking forward to it. Are you going away?
9,
What's your favourite TV programme?
I like a lot. Documentaries, quiz shows, and the news. I suppose I like everything. I'm quite a TV addict. Do you watch much TV?